What is up, you guys? Hello. Say hello if you can see me and hear me okay. I'm going to just open up my phone, make sure we're showing in the right group. Do you want me to sing you a Christmas carol while we wait? Okay, I see we have one viewer, so I'm pretty sure we're good to go. Hi, Erica. See you guys hopping in. Hi, Nancy. I hope I can see your comments as we go. Brianne, hello. Hannah, nice to see some of my team here. Danielle from Australia tuning in. I can't even imagine what time it is right now, but I can tell you I cannot do the math on the spot for you right now. It is my privilege to be here with you guys in this powerhouse group. You are surrounded by so much growth energy in this space, and I love the timing of this because we're all probably in this time of reflecting on our previous year and some of the truths that have come to us in our business. And I know that all of us in this group are around the premier level or above, or maybe you were added to this group because you're almost premier and your upline sees that in you. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to share this week, it came to me over and over again. How many of you, when you're seeking clarity on something and you just tune out the things you think you should talk about or what you think might be needed and you just check in, the answers always come. So I'm really excited to go through this topic with you. But before we start, I want to acknowledge the Essential Mermaid, Kim Camuso, for illustrating the power of one idea and the impact that it can have. So this was Kim's idea to bring together 12 of us who are friends within doTERRA at the blue and presidential level to share our hearts with you. And I love the ripple effect that's been created through that and the impact of one idea changing thousands of lives. So super cool. And if you didn't know that before joining this group, you should know that you are in the right place at the right time. To be able to experience the hearts of 12 of the highest leaders in doTERRA, it really gives you the courage to continue doing the work you're doing because you get a really good sense of what you're a part of, right? To be able to feel the hearts of the leaders in this group. It's just very reassuring. And so I trust that you know that you are in the right place, and this is going to be an incredible upcoming year for you. Simply because you're in this group, because you are somebody committed to your growth. So the quote that was on my heart that I wanted to share with you is a quote by Joseph Campbell. And he says, "The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are." The privilege of our lifetime is being who we are, is being authentic to who we are, is showing up in our business and in our life in a way that hasn't been done before. And the reason that I love this, and I think about that statement often because it has been a common thread for me for a lot of my life, where I think my greatest fear has always been to just live an average life, to live an ordinary life, to do things the way everyone else is doing them. And so if this strikes a chord in you, if you are somebody who wants to live an exceptional life, an extraordinary life, you want to show up in your business as you, not as Diamond Leader 234 over there who's doing it this way, but you want to show up as you. This is what I want to speak into today. So what I want to do, a little bit different, I guess, than what some of the other leaders have done, I want to share 10 tidbits about me and then 3 truths. A little spin on the 3 truths and a lie game that we've all played before with our friends. So I wanted to share 10 things about me that maybe you didn't know before. Some people on my team might know these things, but I know that many of us haven't met before. So number 1, I'm 37 years old. I'm the mom of 2 girls, age 6 and 8. And I'm the oldest of 5 kids. So I jumped into mentoring really early in life. My brothers and sisters might not use that word to describe how I was as their oldest sister, but I come from a bigger family, and I definitely love being a mom. I love how humbling it is. It's the most powerful leadership role we could ever have, is to become a parent. I played ice hockey as a goalie all through high school, probably driven by my desire to do things that maybe weren't common for young little blonde girls to do. I always had a belief that I could do anything any of the boys did on my street. I grew up in neighborhoods where there was only boys. Like my whole childhood, we would build homes, go to new neighborhoods, always all boys, never another little girl for me to play with. So I grew up with this belief that, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. So hence the playing goalie playing goalie all through high school. I've never lost a game of Tetris yet, just so you know. So if you were to ever come to my house, we have all the Nintendo systems in the basement, and I'm a gamer. I grew up like loving games, didn't love the feeling of spending a whole Saturday locked inside playing games, but there were some days that went that way growing up. But I love Tetris. When I'm traveling, that's what I'm playing almost the whole time the plane is going up in the air and landing. From a very early age, I became very curious about people, the rules and the systems specifically, and why people do things. So it's like the psychology of the builders in our business, why some people are really successful and some aren't. The psychology of why people buy essential oils fascinates me, what the tipping point is for a lot of people. And I think that this truly came because I was a pastor's kid growing up. So my dad and my grandfather were actually quite well-known pastors of a big church. And so I grew up having to, look the part, be the part. But I really resented that growing up. And I would ask a lot of those tough questions at an early age. And for those of you that know me in the health space, this is what you can always really count on from me, is I will ask a lot of those difficult questions before I ever get started in something, which has come to be one of my most valued feelings on our team, is the trust that's there, that, we don't avoid tough conversations, but we find the truth within things that are, out there, all the talk, all the noise. When I was a little girl, I wanted to be an actress, specifically on the show Full House. So I wish I could see your comments. I see you guys commenting. Let me see. I forget how I see comments on here. I can just see the people that are joining. So I'll go back and check them after. But let me know if Full House was on all the time. When you were a kid, it was in our house. And I definitely wanted to be an actress when I grew up. When I was a teenager, I thought I would become a doctor. So I got my bachelor's in health science through university. I went on to drill that down into more specialized focuses, holistic nutrition. I spent quite a few years doing that kind of work, personal training, holistic health, before I started in doTERRA, where I realized that what I wanted to be and was, as I grew up, was somebody who had a real impact on other people's lives within health. Okay, I'm gonna go through the next couple ones really quick. I own like 77 plaid shirts and leggings. It's what you'll find me wearing almost every single day. I have, what else did I want to say there? I was just looking at my notes here, wanted to stay on track. So my top leadership skills, my team would probably agree with. I'm big on strategy. So placements is one of my strengths. I talk about that a lot with our team, just the importance of structuring right out of the gate properly. My other top two skills are being an activator and a maximizer. So my love language is taking action. So I see things through this lens. I don't really listen when somebody tells me this is what they're gonna do. I look at what they do. And that's gonna be one of the truths I expand on today. So, and what else do I wanna say? My top two love languages are gifts and words of affirmation. So my team sees me kind of lead in love through that lens as well. How and who I spend my time with is the most important thing to me. So just to go into a little bit of a deeper note, my dad died of cancer when I was 10, and my baby sister died of leukemia when I was 16. And so a lot of my drive, a lot of my fire, a lot of my passion within the work that we do is to live my purpose daily. And so I'm very protective of my time, who I give it to, who I'm spending it with, and what I'm doing within my time and focus within my role at this stage in life is most important to me. It's something I'm tuning into daily. And the last thing I wanted to share is I love to go first. When I hear that something could be done or might seem impossible, I will be the one that likes to step up and teach what's possible. And that's what I really want to always continue to model for my team, that even in the hardest times, even when things seem like they're not going to work out or it feels impossible, we're going to show people how to do it, right? That's what I really want to model. So here are the 3 truths I want to share with you today under the quote that I left you with of what a privilege it is to build this business authentic to us. And the thing that I want to really zero in on here, this business is one of the very few businesses in the world that truly honors this opportunity for us to build authentic to who we are. And one of the main reasons I see for this is because there's no hype, there's no trying to oversell yourself or overmarket yourself. That doesn't have to happen because we work with such an incredible product. But then further to that, to take that even one step further, I mean, the product itself that we work with is so special compared to what people in other industries might be working double down harder to sell. We have that going for us. But further to that, the culture of doTERRA, the whole thing is in support of bringing out the best in you. And I'll tell you something, I mean, the sooner that you can tap into what it feels like, what it looks like to build this business authentic to who you are, the faster you're going to grow, because that is your superpower here. That is your magnet. And the thing is, people can feel if you are showing up in your business as you, because there's a certain excitement and an energy that you bring to your work when you are doing it your way, when you're authentic to who you are, when you know your strengths and you work within those strengths and you don't focus on the things that might be labeled as a weakness within your skill set or within your business. This is where we see people really start to skyrocket in their growth. We often talk about the fear of public speaking or the fear of skydiving, and I was thinking about this the other day, that there is a fear out there that's actually much bigger than either of those things for a lot of people. And it's the fear of what other people are going to think. The fear that if I do this, if I grow my business in this way, what will people think? Or, if I don't do it as well as somebody else did it, what are people going to think? This is a very common thing. And so these 3 truths that I want to share with you are going to really help you to dissolve that fear and to be able to just live your gifts and show up more powerfully in your business. So the first one that supports you in building this business authentically to you is to believe in yourself more than anyone else could. Because the reality is, if you don't believe in you and in the work that you are doing and in how important it is to you, no one else is ever going to believe in you. And this is one of the most common things that I see people frustrated within their own life, within their home, is that they don't get support from XYZ person or their husband or their wife, or they feel like nobody believes in them. And one of the things we learn in this business of incredible growth is that our business is a mirror. What we think we should be receiving from other people is a key indicator of something that we are not giving ourselves enough of. And this is like step 1, most important. If you don't believe in what you're doing, no one else is going to believe in what you're doing. You need to be your biggest fan, and it requires you having an understanding of why you're here. What drew you to the oils and what caused you to ever think that you wanted to start sharing them with other people? What drives that for you? For me, it's an unstoppable, resilient focus on making health simpler for people. I will always be in this work of leading, modeling, and teaching a simple way to get to the point of life, to live more vibrantly, to live on purpose. It does not need to be so complicated, and I have, from day 1 of using essential oils, believed that they are such a key tool in supporting that for people, and that's what drives what I do. That's what attracts people to me, is because they can feel that this is what I believe, this is what I live, this is what I will guide them to do. And here's the thing, you all have something unique that you bring to this whole space that nobody else has, because nobody's gone through what you've gone through. nobody sees the world through the same lens that you do. And there's a lot of people out there that want to feel your heart because that's why they're going to join what you do. Now, doTERRA doesn't attract people who want to get rich quick or who think it's about enrolling with a presidential diamond because that presidential diamond is going to give them a lot of enrollments. No. Like these people typically don't last more than about 30 days in doTERRA because the leaders that are growing in doTERRA are the ones who, as soon as possible, believe in why they're here and have a heart to help people and a heart of service and to serve from their gifts and not make it about anything else, because everything else will follow. I mean, when we see leaders in doTERRA achieving the ranks of diamond and above, obviously there's a lot of abundance that comes with that, but that is simply a measurement of how committed somebody has been to living out their gifts and their belief in why they're here and not dimming that down. It will get brighter and brighter as you're going through the ranks in doTERRA. Your message will get more refined, more clear, and will be bolder. The second truth I want to share with you in supporting you to show up as the full you in your business is that it's not about what you say you're going to do, it's what you do. And this is the activator in me speaking to you right now. This might not be something that you're feeling very skilled in right now, but it is essential for you to build more belief and more trust with yourself, is that you do the things that you said you were going to do. Because at the end of the day, it's not about success isn't running through a checklist every day and doing everything you said you were going to do. Success is producing. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to do it. If I can produce what I committed to producing today within an hour, I'm not going to keep working 8 more hours just because that makes me a good presidential diamond. If I determine that my top priority today is to connect to the hearts of 3 people and to reach out to them and to help one of them enroll, if I do that within 20 minutes, done. I'm going to go start dinner. You know what I mean? It's not about what we keep saying we should be doing or the lists. It's about what we actually produce. Now, one of the best ways to know how you're doing with this is to have a practice every day of getting everything out of here onto paper so you can see what's overwhelming you. You can see all the things that you think you should be doing, and you can make a better decision for tomorrow. So you take that list. I've often referred to it as brain dumping. You get everything out of here onto paper, and then you're able to look at it and say, okay, what are my top 2 to 3 things I'm going to do tomorrow to produce a feeling within my role? Okay, this is like the high level how you start to build a strong belief in what you're doing, because you learn that you can depend on yourself to do what you said you were going to do. So protecting your focus, super duper important for all of you that are at the rank you're at. If you have achieved the rank of Premier, it's time for you to develop the skill of focus, where you create tight bubbles around your time. This is your superpower at the higher level ranks. And I love the quote by Henry David Thoreau, and he said, "The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it." And I'll share something with you. The ranks will keep scooting along. I think that the hardest rank in the world, in all of doTERRA, is diamond. Gold is the toughest to initially achieve because it's the first time you have to put your structure pants on and start actually, working with your leaders and having everything structured properly. But diamond rank is one of the toughest on your time, because at diamond, you have 4 silvers, and silvers don't have a ton of skin in the game yet. They're still working on their own step of trying to believe more in themselves. They're doubting themselves in their roles still, because especially if you've just hit diamond, you've got baby silvers, they're not even sure they belong here yet. They're not super clear on the work that they're doing. So it's vulnerable. It's a vulnerable organization at diamond, and you're probably still putting in a ton of hours. I remember when I first hit diamond, I was working like 40 to 60 hour weeks quite consistently. As a presidential, I work about 20 hours a week because I'm so skilled in how I manage my time, and I keep producing. I have a lot of growth happening in my organization because I focus tightly, and I'm very hard to reach when I'm in my bubble of focus, okay? So this is the second truth when it comes to believing in who you are and what you're here to do. It's learning to count on yourself. Okay? And through this, the reason the skill matters, you guys, is you become very skilled at knowing what's important and what's not important. Because I'll tell you something, as you keep growing, you have to be able to determine what needs your attention and what doesn't. Because there's going to be, I mean, on a typical day, when I open up this phone, I will have, you know, hundreds of notifications of people tagging me or texting me or voxing me or like emailing me, like you name it, all over the place. I have to be able to look at all those things and realize my worth as a presidential diamond or as a mother or as a wife or as a friend does not come through me just being in reaction mode all day. It comes with me having a very tight focus and committing to what I said I was going to do. Okay, you with me still? Truth number 3, to live our truth, we have to know how we can shift quickly into tapping into the leader we're here to be. So what I mean by that is it's really easy to go through your day living in the zone of truth 2, where you're reacting to people all the time and you don't feel your best, you're not bringing your best. And living your truth means you have a very keen awareness of what moves you into a higher state of living and loving and being. And it's very simple things, but this is actually going to be the action that I want to leave you with today. It's knowing what you need to do in order to take aligned action, in order to be the magnet in your business and show up as the full you, okay? So there's some things I want to share with you that seem super minor, but they're major in how I show up in my life and business. So when I don't plan Instagram posts, but instead I show up in the moment organic and share my heart, I'm her, okay? I'm gonna give you, I wrote out a list of things that I know help me take aligned action. And this is gonna be the action I wanna leave you with today, is to come up with your own list that helps you tap into her, the leader you're here to be, the leader that you already are, you guys. I mean, this is who you are, okay? It's just that we get confused comparing ourselves to other people. I am her when I am wearing leggings, barefoot in my home, with peppermint on my temples and lip gloss on, and I go into my office and I show up and I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. I spent a whole decade working in a corporate job. I worked for Starbucks for a long time. I was in their ops area, so I used to go open up stores all over Canada, and I would train teams, and I had to wear, you know, the corporate gear, and I had a bun in my hair, and it was like the lowest vibration time of my life, because I felt like I had to be somebody I wasn't in order to do my job. And one of the things I'm most grateful for in doTERRA is, hey, if this lands with you, if you are somebody who that's you just want to like build your empire wearing your cozy clothes at home and connect with people in a real way, you're in the right place. You know, whatever that looks like for you, this is your business, and you will attract people that vibe with that, okay? I'm very easygoing when it comes to things that shouldn't be drama, but I know what are the most important things in my business as well. So I don't bring drama to my outfits. I don't bring drama to how I cook meals. There's a lot of areas where I'm pretty chill, and that's reflected in my attire. I love music. Oh my gosh, I have music going all day long. When I need to shift gears, I put on my buds, loud music. I've got how many of you have seen my Spirit Tunes playlist? I've shared it before. I have a whole bunch of music playlists on Spotify if that interests you. But music and oils are two things that I will do to just like instantly pop into high vibration, a higher love, a higher service, and I tap into the leader I'm here to be. I am her when I'm okay with 200 messages being in my inbox, and I choose my kids in that moment. You know what I mean? Like it's making that decision in the moment to not give priority to things and other people's agendas for me. Because again, I'm clear on what I need to do in order to produce within my life, within my business, and people are going to constantly be coming at you with their agendas for you, and you tap into who you truly are when you're able to navigate that and know what's important. I say no to, the 9 things to make room for the 1 yes. This is a big deal at this level as well, is learning to say no and being unapologetic about what you know you need to do. Because the world will keep going on. The world will keep on keeping on. If you say no to the 9 things so that you can say yes to the one thing that you know you need to be doing, guess what? Those 9 things that you said no to, they have found somebody else to do those 9 things. They've gone on to the next person who maybe hasn't yet learned this skill. Now, there's a period of time in our life when we're growing a business where we need to say yes to a lot of things in order to understand what needs to be the no going forward. It's always evolving and refining, but the most important thing is that you tune in to when something feels heavy, when you're doing things you know you shouldn't be doing anymore. You need to honor that and cut it, because otherwise you're going to stall in your growth. So true growth comes in your business when you're saying yes to the right things. I am her when I receive a weekly massage. I am her when I take long baths a couple nights a week. I am her when I do a daily intense workout. I am her when I'm 7 minutes early for a meeting. I am her when I take the stairs that are right next to the elevator, okay? I am her when I start my day by expressing gratitude instead of hopping on email right away and putting out fires. And that's, these things are little, but the point of me sharing this is that I want you to know that most of us at a high level, we know what we need to do in order to shift into being more of a magnet within our business. And so here's the action I want to leave you with as we're coming up to 3 o'clock, to a half hour. I want you, before you leave this year, there's a lot of magic within this time of year, and I want you to consider creating your own list of things that, whether small or big, help you tap into your peak state, into your state of a higher level leader, higher love, higher service, authentic to who you are. Because this will be the most rewarding part of your business, is to be able to go through the next 10, 20, 30 years of your life knowing you are so dialed in and doing this in a way that feels really freaking good. Because that's where your growth will come, and you will attract people to your team that care about this, that care about leaving the corporate soul-sucking job to do their most meaningful work. It might not look like yours, It might not, for my team, it might not look like speaking on a stage in front of thousands of people barefoot. But it might, what it will duplicate within a team, and what I've seen duplicate within my own team, are leaders who are showing up in their authentic way. They get to it a lot quicker because I stand for that. I lead that and I live that, and that's what I love most about this business. So that quote means a lot to me, and I hope that this topic lands for you in a powerful way, to know that one of the greatest regrets a lot of people have is reaching whatever their end of life is and realizing that they wasted a lot of time living their life for other people, caring what other people thought too much. And I just think that the fastest way to really come back to building this in such a beautiful, authentic way is to believe in yourself, to protect your time, and to know what you need to do to take ownership of how you're showing up in your business, so that you can literally attract people to the work that you're doing. Need to do to take ownership of how you're showing up in your business, so that hold on. You can literally. I can't see your comments. So I'm gonna have to end the broadcast now. I was gonna try to open up on my phone, but then I hear myself talking live. But so much love to you guys, and you are in for another amazing 7 days of leaders. I've caught almost all of the ones that have broadcasted so far in this last week, and my heart was so touched by their stories and who they are. And what you're really getting a sense for is what I've talked about today. These are all leaders who are so clear on what's important to them in their life and where they can have impact, and they live and they speak and they lead from that space. And so this is a gift to be in this group, and I believe in you. I am most excited and turned on by leaders who are showing up as the true self, as who they are, you can feel it with people, and you really start to see that start to emerge and shine at right about silver rank. This is when we see leaders really start to own it, and that is the gift of this business, is you can be you. So, mwah, from Canada, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing each of you shine and rock your journey and celebrate you as you grow. Bye for now.